We're here at E3 2014, and really all anybody wants to talk about is big games, but this is one of the coolest things for little games. This is the Razer Junglecat. It's a game controller for iOS, and those have been kind of much talked about, but haven't really caught on that much. But this actually seems to be one of the best ones. For starters, it's not huge. It's about the size, it's twice the size of the iPhone. You can see it's basically like having a really giant battery case on your iPhone. But instead, it slides out of the bottom, and you get the D-pad and the buttons, and everything's a little shallow and not, the greatest controller you've ever used, but it seems to work fine. And it maps to a lot of different games. Razer has a bunch here that it works on, but there's also a huge store, and Apple has certified a lot of these games to work with any controller, including this one, and so you've immediately got access to all kinds of different controllers. And you can map the different controls, you can map the sensitivity to however you want, and it's pretty full-featured actually. Like a bunch of games that I didn't necessarily expect would work seem to work. Nothing actually changes on the screen. So if you have other controls that exist on the screen, they don't exactly go away. And things where you need to move the screen and all that don't really change. But when you have a game like Limbo, for instance, where you're just on the screen and you move with touch or tilting, having a screen and controls like this tends to work really well. So this, I'm still not totally convinced is the right idea, even an iOS game controller like this, but Razer's really good at making gaming peripherals, and this is about as good as any game controller I've seen yet. So of course the first thing we asked is why a D-pad and not analog sticks? And it turns out the answer is basically for space. They wanted to keep this small, to keep it as something that you don't ever have to take off. You can access the power and the headphone jack right with the case on, and that's not true of most cases, but they had to make some sacrifices, and the analog stick was definitely one of those. I'd rather have it, but the D-pad seems to work all right. It's the Razer Junglecat. It's $99. It's going to be available in July. And if you play Asphalt 8, it's kind of a cool accessory to have with it.